All right, we are looking at the brand new listing presentation for 2012 with all the new updated stats all integrated into the presentation. Before I start and go through each slide here real quick, I just want to cover the basically like a header or a footer, and actually in PowerPoint it's called the Slide Master. And if you go to the View tab up here and go to Slide Master right here and go to the top slide, then you can actually change what is on that master slide. So that way you change it here, and then it'll update on every single slide within the presentation. So you can update, basically all you really need to do is update your contact information here, and then put your picture in here or your logo, or you can even just remove that if you don't want to have that on there. And then you just go back to View, and then Normal, and then it'll update on every single slide. So going through the presentation, obviously a total new look this year, graphically enhanced everything, and integrated everything with the new stats. So page 1, obviously here, and then what we're going to do is we're going to walk them through the process of selling their home. So we're going to set them up, and then we're going to go through exactly how we're going to market their home, and then go through the pricing of their home, give them some market info, choosing an agent, preparing their home, miscellaneous information, and then some frequently asked questions for them. So we'll start off with the process. Obviously, we're going to do the market research on their home, sign the listing agreement. We're going to place the sign in the yard, and then we're going to instantly start marketing their home, and then schedule open houses, receive the showings. I, as the agent, will be doing all the follow-up with the clients, the realtors, and receive any of that feedback, and then sit down with you and go over the feedback that we're gaining from the showings and the offers from the agents and the clients. And then we're going to take it to step number 9. Then we'll be receiving the offers, and then we can counteroffer if needed, and then we'll get a contract accepted. We'll receive the earnest money. We'll do the inspections and appraisals. Then we'll be choosing a closing company. We do offer an in-house option here, assembling all the paperwork, which I'll take care of as the agent, and then we will have our closing and then the sale of your home. So that is a very simple process, brings them right through it so they can understand the flow of how everything works. Now, going into marketing. How are we going to market their home? Well, number 1, we are going to outdo what most of the competition does. So this slide is basically showing us 18 steps of marketing that we're going to do. The red are steps that we do. The gray are steps that what most agents do. So we're also incorporating those steps as well, but into 18 steps here. In-depth market analysis, in-depth market report of their area, listing the home on the MLS. Obviously, we do that, and then most agents do that as well. But anything in red here is the steps that we do, and then gray is what the competition does. So they're going 5, we're taking it 18 steps. And in today's market, we need to make sure that we're doing everything possible to make sure that their listing is getting marketed properly. One of the big things that we're going to be doing is marketing their home on Realtor.com, and that is 50% of the market right now for home searches. That is where people are searching. That is where they're finding stuff. It's all done online. About 90% of the buyers are finding their stuff online, and Realtor.com is the main site out there. So we want to make sure not only that is your listing going to Realtor.com, but how are you marketing extra on Realtor.com, which is what we're going to cover here. So Realtor.com, 13.7 million visits per month. The time spent on Realtor.com, 287 million minutes just in January. So again, you can see Zillow's the next, then Trulia, then Homes, and so on down the line. But clearly, Realtor.com dominates this market. So what we've done is pulled the stats here. Again, almost 90% of home buyers and sellers use the internet to search for their home. So if they're on the internet, we need to be on the internet with maximum presence, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to upgrade your listing. We have paid for an upgrade feature called Showcase Listings, and enhancing your listing, driving your listing to the top of the searches, giving it larger photos, giving it the banners, and making sure that their listing stands out from the competition. Showcase listing enhancements. How will I showcase your home to most of the buyers? I will place my cell phone, my contact information. This is another thing that we get with the Showcase listings is on your listings, your information is what shows up next to the listing, and that is crucial to let the seller know that, because that means most likely if somebody's interested in this home, they'll contact you because your contact information is there, and you'd be the best person to represent information on that listing because you know the most about that listing, and you'd be able to help sell that listing for your clients. If you do not have this feature, which most agents do not, it'll be a random agent who's paying for that spot, and they most likely won't know the most information about that home. Alright, continuing, the video shut down there. Another feature that we're going to be able to have for our clients is the ability to track the traffic that is on their listing on Realtor.com. So the most traffic website out there for listings is Realtor.com, and now we're going to be able to get that information and see what kind of traffic we're getting. So if we make changes, if we do a price reduction and we see a big kick in traffic, we can relay that to our client and say, hey, this really worked. We're getting much more traffic, and if we're getting a ton of traffic and again no offers, we may need to look at some other options as well. But this is great knowledge. You get this every single week, and you can give this off to your clients and email it directly to them so they can see exactly what's going on and making sure that you're staying in contact with your clients at all times. Another feature that KW offers is KWLS, and this is going to push it out to over 350 different sites for our agents, making sure that they're listing, because again 90% of the home buyers are shopping online, so we need to make sure that you're on every single website out there possible. Even if it's not a very highly traffic website, we want to make sure it's still out there in case somebody does search there. We want to make sure that every buyer sees it. So we're pushing it out to all the brokerage websites, social media, all the search engines, Realtor.com, national portals as well. So we're making sure that every single possibility of your listing getting pushed out there is happening. So we're showing you how we're going to market your home, and now we're going to show you why we're actually doing it that way. So this is showing us the info source used in the home search. And in red is 2011, and then 2010 is gray. So number one is internet, 88% this year. And then if we go last year was 89%. They're also using the real estate agent 87% of the time. Last year was 88%. So those two dominate the market for what source the clients are using for searching for their home. So internet and the agent are 88 and 87%. 55% is yard sign. Last year was 57. Open house is 45, and last year was 45. Print advertisement, and that is 30%, and last year was 36%, so that dropped 6% in 1 year. Home Booker magazine, 19 versus 23 last year. The home builder, 16 and 16. Relocation company, 4%. That went up 1%. Television is 4%. From 7% last year, and then a billboard 4% from 5% last year. So the main two obviously are the internet and the real estate agents. So we're going to make sure that those are getting maximum exposure to make sure that we find that buyer. Also showing you what is happening again, how buyers found their home, and giving a 10-year snapshot at this. 2001, the leader was signs, and then it went down to print advertising, and then it was internet. And clearly internet has risen from the pack, and now it's 40% of where the buyers found their home. Signs are at 11%. Print ad is down to 2% here in 2011. So 2002, internet passed print ad, and then 2004, it passed the signs, and now it's clearly dominating the market from where the buyers are finding their home. Again, where buyers found their home, this gives you a few more options, and looking at a 10-year snapshot as well. Internet was 8% in 2001, it's 40% in 2011. The agent is 35%, and that has been in the mid-30s basically basically the last 6 or 7 years. Yard sign, a friend or relative or neighbor, home builder or their agent directly from the seller. Print advertising down to 2, was at 7 10 years ago. Home Booker magazine, basically minuscule now, and then other does not even fit in here as well anymore. So these are clearly the top two, are the agent and internet. Now, websites used in the home search. So this is where the buyers are searching for those homes. The number one site that they're using is the MLS, and that's intertwined with the agent as well. And number two is actual agent websites, and then Realtor.com, then the company website, and then there's other websites as well that are searchable, like the Trulias, the Zillows, so on and so forth. Is 38% of websites used. And then it goes down to for sale by owner, newspaper, real estate magazine, social networking, and video hosting websites. But these 5 that dominate the market, we have invested extra money in to make sure that they have maximum exposure on all of these sites. So I want to make sure that we let our clients know that we've invested that money in there, so they understand that we have taken that extra step to make sure that their home does sell and get marketed properly. Okay. Now, method used to sell the home. We've got 4 categories here that are tracked, and these are all the stats that I've been showing are from the National Association of Realtors, and that does state that at the bottom of the slides. Method used to sell the home. Number 1, sold the home using an agent. 2, for sale by owner. 3, other, and then sold to the buyer, so directly to the buyer. So this is showing since 2001 how important we have become. Has definitely been, as the market got tougher, we have definitely become more important to those clients, and this definitely shows that. And 2006 increased 85, then dipped a little bit in 2008, but it has definitely taken a rise here in the last 3 years, because we have taken up a much more important role in selling the home and marketing that home and making sure that we do the proper research for our clients to get their home sold. So that's showing the agent here in the red dash, and then we've got down here, we've got for sale by owner, 13% is now 10%. Then we've got other, which is 7%. So these are different areas that they use to sell the home that they grouped together. They didn't break it down, they called it other, so that's how I have it in here. And then sold directly to the buyer, 1% on here. So definitely you as an agent are becoming a very, very important role, have a very important role in selling your clients' homes. Method used to buy the home. Again, same stats here. The agent again at 89%. That's the highest it's been since since they've tracked this. 67% in 2001 they used to buy the home. It's 89% now. So again, if you're communicating to your seller, you want to make sure that they know that the buyers are coming through in real estate agents. So if they're going to try listing, so for sale by owner, if they're going to try listing on their own, it's going to be very tough to get the proper exposure to get that home sold, especially when the buyers are going 89% through a real estate agent as well. So we want to make sure that we have that exposure to the agents. And we've got directly from the builder or builder's agent and directly from the previous owner. Again, pretty minuscule. These have been shrinking, 15 and 15. Now it's down to 7 and 4. So 7 directly from the builder or builder's agent, 4% directly from the previous owner. Now, proof that that actually works. So this is comparing 2011% increase over 2010. So this is showing a snapshot of last year versus the previous year. And we're looking at NAR went up 1.7%. Again, that's the National Association of Realtors. And then closed units, 1.7% increase for them. Keller Williams on a national scale up 12%. Getting that exposure on your listing is huge, and that definitely shows the increase here is 12% versus 1.7%. Now looking at a local closed volume, our agents up 12% in that year-over-year comparison. All of Southeast Minnesota agents, which includes our 12%, so it's driving up this 3%, is at 3%. So our agents are outpacing every other agents, all agents together in Southeast Minnesota by 9%. Again, showing a little more stats here. This is just showing market share for our office this year, already 2 months in, up 50% versus our market share is up 50% versus where we ended our market share at 2011, and that is by far the highest. And again, these steps that we're taking in marketing the home are what is causing a lot of this stuff to happen. Let's take a look at the actual market. So the market report here, what we're going to look at here is home sales nationwide, residentially, and this is in millions. So this is showing the climb that we had since 1989, and we peaked at 2005. That was where the top of the market, and that's where we had that fall off, and we can see where we're at now. So 2011 is basically back to 1997 at 4.4 million. We're at 4.3 million, but we dipped after 2005 at 7.1 million. In 2006 we dipped. It felt like a very rough year. It actually was the third best year on record, but it felt a lot worse because it came after the greatest year in real estate history in 2005. And dipped, and then we came back up in 2009, dipped a tiny bit in 2010, and then came back up in 2011. So it looks like we have, not promising, but looks like we have established somewhat of a floor, which we're going to start slowly climbing and get back on track again at that 4% increase. Last 10 years residential home sales locally. So again, 2005 was our peak at 2,400 homes sold here in Rochester, and then it dipped. We didn't dip, we didn't climb nearly as steep as the national scale did. That's why our dip didn't come down as hard either. So we're a little bit better in the market. All right, sorry about that. We'll go back to Rochester here. 1 second. Okay, so we have as well, looks like we have established on a local level a new floor as well. And we actually increased pretty significantly, over 100 units in 2011 versus 2010. So we are back on the climb as well, and the way the market is already going in 2012, it looks like we are going to have a better year in 2012 than 2011, unless something significantly changes. Home prices, so this is giving the sellers an idea and a perspective on what happened to the market, and why did we have that downfall in the market. What this is showing, and this is showing on a national level, the percent increase of the average sale price. Historically, a 4% increase keeps you in a balanced market and in a good market. So we were very good 1990 to 2000, staying anywhere from 4, 3, and 5. 5 got a little bit over, but that's nothing out of the ordinary. But then in 2001, we can see the ramp up. So this is each year the average sale price was increasing by that percent. And then in 2005, it peaked. It went up by 12% in 1 year. So 3 times the pace of 1 year it went up in that 2005, on top of 4 straight years of doubling what it should be. So that is basically what caused that to happen, is the market just had to correct itself, and that's where we came down in a significant fashion. And in 2008, down 10% on average sale price. 13% was the peak in 2009. 2010 kind of got back to that 0% area, 0.3% or 0.3%. And then 2011, it did dip a little bit down to 4% on a national scale. Rochester, again, not nearly the ramp up on a national scale, which resulted in not nearly as severe of a dip. It was a dip. We did feel it, 6.8%, but we did not have that severity that they did on a national scale. And we also have actually looked like we've established somewhat of a new floor and increasing that sale price. Hopefully we can get back onto that 3 to 4% increase. We are at 0% in 2011 versus 2010, where on a national scale they were down 4%. Mortgage rates, 30-year fixed. This is showing where we're at today. 2011, 4.5, and it actually was the lowest. December was 3.96. So showing this to your sellers, what you want to make them aware of is that the buyers are definitely going to be out there right now. So we want to get your home onto the market because of this. They're going to be out there looking to be buying homes. So if they're looking to sell, we definitely want to be taking advantage of the buyers out there and the ability that they have to buy homes right now at a very low rate. All right, pricing the home. So this is a great chart to show your clients when you do the research on their listing and you're trying to set the price that you're going to list the home, and you bring back the market value of their home. What you want to show here is, if we list their home at market value, history says that you will attract 60% of the potential buyers in that price range. If we go 10% above, we're only going to attract about 30% of them. 15% above, we're going to attract about 10% of those potential buyers in that price point. Below, obviously, we're going to increase the traffic. If we go 10% below market value, 75% of those buyers will pique their interest. And then 15% will be 90% of those potential buyers will pique their interest. So that is something we definitely want to relay to the clients. And then in the market, out of the market. So we can list your home and we can be in the market, or we can be out of the market. In the market would be in the top third in condition and the top third in price. So we priced it right, and our condition is perfect as well, or in the top condition. And that puts us in the market. And that's where we're going to use the people that are out in no man's land, basically with that the condition's not as well and they're not priced that well. And what those homes do, we do not want to be in here, because these are the homes that build value in these homes. So when they go out and look at these homes, and you're priced in the market, now they're going to be able to see the value of your home, because these homes are going to build the value in your home. So we want to make sure that we are in the market so we can utilize that and get your home sold in a timely manner. We do not want to be out here and actually driving buyers to other homes that are in the market. We do not want to be the people that are building value in other homes. We want to make sure that we are sitting here with the top price and condition in our home. Okay, back to the presentation. Okay. Next, what we're going to be showing them is the weeks on the market and the activity that's going to result in that. So when we list the home, I want to make sure we communicate to them that the traffic that's going to happen is going to peak at 2 weeks. So we're going to put it on it, and we're going to start building the traffic to that listing, and then it's going to fall off over time. So what we want to do is when those buyers are at the peak, we want to make sure that our home is properly priced and in the best condition and marketed the best possible way, because that's when we're going to have the most buyers looking at that home. So if we come out of the gate and we're not priced right or not in the right condition, we're going to actually end up scaring some of these buyers away, and then we're never going to be able to get them back, and what we're going to end up doing is we're going to lose that traffic. So then we're going to say, okay, let's do a price reduction. We may boost the traffic a little bit, but we're never going to get back to that peak that we had. So we want to make sure we come out of the gate with the proper marketing and price of that home. Again, chasing the market. If we price it above market value and we lose that traffic that we just looked at, and we do the price reductions, and we do another price reduction, now we're down to market value, the traffic's not there, we're going to have to do some more price reductions and actually sell below market value because we didn't have the proper traffic. Where if we price it right off the bat at market value, we'll most likely sell it right at or near market value because we're going to have the most amount of traffic at that time. So again, that's very important to come out of the gate properly priced and in the right condition as well. Looking for a real estate agent. Very simple little slide here. Just shows stats from NAR that what the clients are looking for in an agent. Number one, agents honest and trustworthy, reputation, friend or family member, knowledge of the neighborhood, agent has a caring personality, good listener, agent's association with a particular firm, designations, and then they have a group called other that is 3%. But that is just a breakdown there. And this shows preparing the home to sell. So this goes through with the client, things that they can do to help the condition, how do showtimes work, things that they could do to increase the value as well. Curb appeal, painting, and carpet are the top things that they could do to increase value. But just goes through that with the client. And we've also got some miscellaneous stuff here just showing the size of Keller Williams on a national scale. And then some frequently asked questions that you can go through with your client as well. But that is the entire listing presentation, 100% editable. You guys can change the header or the footer through the Slide Master, and you can also change any of the content on this presentation as well. So if there's something you want to add to it or something you want to remove, you have all capability of adding and removing from this.